We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy, Big Silvervelli, back in the place to be, La Mecca Superior Palace 81. And we have very special guest right now. If you don't know who this fucking dope artist is right now, he hails from New Jersey, and he goes by the name of Action Figure 973. So welcome to the program, man. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you for coming on, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Good. Thank you for having me, bro.
So where did you actually get the name Action Figure from? Because I think it's very we already have Action Bronson, you know,
Yeah.
so we get another Action up in this
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, it came from my love of just action figures, man. It was just a random name one day. Like when I started making beats, like I had a different rap name, like a while ago. And when I started making beats, I just felt like a name change came. And a homie asked me one day, like, "Yo, what should I say when I put the song out?" I was like, "Yo, just say produced by Action Figure."
Mhm.
And the name to me just felt like a funky name. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like a I don't know. It just felt like a cool name. It was just simple, and I don't know. And you know what I'm saying? Once I came out with it, a lot of people just gravitated to it off of that. They're like, "Yo, like that's an ill name." You know what I'm saying? So I had a love for action figures, and you know what I'm saying. I do collect toys like action figures every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying. It just comes from my love of that, man. And you know what I mean? So,
So when we're talking about Action Figures, was that wrestling exclusive, or were you in a whole bunch of like what
oh
action
yeah,
figures
nah,
were you into?
I'm into like wrestling toys, obviously. Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like comic book shit, you know what I'm saying? Like remember like them old Spawn toys and all of that? Like I'm into
Spawn's
like shit.
hard. That's another
Yeah,
slept
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm into like shit like that, you know what I mean? Like
And the 973, what does that represent?
that's the area code that I'm in, man. For Belleville, Essex County, man, 973, man. So that like what happened was with that, like um I used to watch this old graffiti documentary called Style Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
In Style Wars, they had somebody. They used to say like graffiti names, and they would have like it would be like I don't know, like let's say like Megatron, and then they'll put like the number to their block or something. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just figured like when I looked up action figure, I saw that there was another one. Somebody else did have the name action figure. So I just figured like, yo, let me do mine like graffiti, man, and just put the
Mhm.
973 into it just to differentiate things. So
No, yeah, that's interesting because I see a lot of artists they do that now. Like a lot of uh, uh whoever their names will be the area codes, or it'll be like H909 or
yeah,
whatever it is. So I think that's very dope, and for you to bring it back to like style wars, I think that's really dope because every crew has a numerical like a
hmm
number to like their crew. So if it's like
hmm
RWK 795 or
hmm
whatever, there's different ways you flip the crew name and you
yeah, yeah,
represent it. So I think that's really dope.
yeah,
It's kind
yeah,
of big now. The fact that people bring the either the area code or whatever the numbers represent. Like I think that's fire.
man.
I think it's dope that you could distinguish yourself from that. It's just a unique way to kind of separate yourself because we went through like this phase of either Tyler the Creator, Benny the Butcher, the this, the
Yeah,
that,
like the
the
buzz,
Lil
the
Wayne's.
littles.
Yeah, so I think you're kind of part of maybe like the first generation of rappers to have a name and a
Word.
number. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
like the area code thing.
Something like that, or something like where the numbers represent something. Because
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's
no,
dope.
I get what you mean.
With the whole, you said you were producing,
Yeah, I
or you
started as
produce
a
now.
no, so as action figure, I started as a producer. So like if you look at my Instagram, if you go all the way back, it's just all beats. It was just all beats, no face, no anything about the mask, anything. And then the mask, I just popped out with it, and you know what I'm saying. that's just how it all kind of came to be, man. But I was a producer first. I've been an MC for a long time. Like I've rapped first, and then like I picked up producing. Like I stopped. I took like a hiatus, and during that hiatus, I picked up like I learned how to make beats and just go crazy in that. And that's what I originally started out as at first, and then got to the whole MCing thing now. You know what I mean? It just so happens that now like the rap shit just kind of taking a life of its own. So you know what I mean. So right now I still produce and make beats every day, but you know what I'm saying. But right now what's brought me to the dance is the rap shit. You know what I mean? So
And where can we hear like some of your production, or have you rapped over your own production that we could find?
right. So I have an album out. Like the best possible thing is I have two albums out, two compilations out. One is called Haberdashery, which was my debut project. So that had Spit Gems, Daniel Son, Brain Orchestra, Micah Wright was on there. Josiah the Gift from the Umbrella was on there. Um, the Eye of the Genius, yeah, like there's just a bunch of guys that I just did records with. And then the second album, my second project was Wrestling School, which was fully produced by me as well. That I had Gustavo Luis on. I had Shaw Calhoun. I got Jay Rhymes. My brothers Eric the Red and Kibo Heedy on there. It's just all homies. Like we recreated that project in like 10 hours. Like I just booked a studio session and just invited a bunch of MCs from all over, all over like the East Coast basically. And brothers pulled up to the studio and we did like a whole project in a day and shit. So
You said you
it's just
booked
that.
a 10-hour session
So it was 6 hours
or six
and
hours?
yeah, I booked 6 hours. So the album was created in 10 hours. So it was 6 hours to record everything, and then 4 hours to mix and master everything. So we did a whole project in a 10-hour day.
And did you have the beats already, or
Yeah,
no,
I
or
pulled up.
was it from scratch?
Yeah, I pulled up to the session with a hard drive with 600 beats on it, and
Fuck,
and we ended up leaving. Like I said, leaving that session with nine records.
that's crazy, bro. That I feel like that's a sweet number for albums. That's kind of my when I do albums, 9 is my number for
Yeah, I feel
albums,
that.
because it's not long, it's not drawn
Yeah,
out, it's not short. You
I
get a
feel
nice
that.
sweet, you know what I mean? Especially
I
with
feel
these
that.
times, I feel like the average listener now isn't really looking for the
Mhm.
albums before, like Ready to Die, like Fuck It, or Life After Death, like double disc. A double disc is like a quadruple disc in this, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
five
In
disc
our
in this
era right
era.
now, right? Yeah. So
Um,
that's why I like doing EPs, man. I like making them short and sweet, man.
yeah,
Really just
it's
in and out. Like I like doing short projects because it just lets you think about shit more and it lets you go on to the next thing a lot faster, depending on your work ethic and how you do it.
yeah. Not only that, it's like I think not only do people want shorter albums, they want shorter songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think it's really dope that you are very cognizant of what direction you want to take your career in, because you stay like out of everybody I know, you stay like very consistent in the promoting and the marketing, and the whole branding of you as a name, and like as a just a brand. You know what I mean? I really salute you for being out there, because I don't like doing that. I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck social media. I'd rather chill with my dog and shit. You
Nah,
know
I
what I
feel
mean?
you.
Like,
I mean, like, yo, like that's my life too, man. I like chilling with my dogs and shit. But I don't know, it's just easy. I don't know, like being on Instagram and all that to me at least, I just feel like it's like easy. It's just I just set like time to do it. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like I always try to like make sure like the morning I always hit like if I got something to promote or something important, I just drop it in the morning, man, and it controls the whole day. You know what I'm saying? And then just leave it from there. And from there, it's just all responding and just reposting and everything. I don't know. I find it easy. It's just I'm on it. Like I shouldn't be on Instagram. I'm on Instagram like unhealthy amount. I would say, man, like unhumanly healthy, man. Like to be on Instagram as much as I am, but I don't know, it works.
Yeah, social media is definitely, if you don't use it, it uses you. You know, it's crack. You're either gonna
Yeah,
deal it or you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
fucking smoke it. So it's just,
Absolutely.
I'm one of those too where I'll like post something and I want to be on it. I want to see who's engaging, who's liking, who's commenting, who's fucking with it, and
Hmm.
that's the part of the whole shit that I don't like, because I feel like if I engage with it, I'll try to
Oh,
overdo it and be like like catching, like trying to catch everything, or like be
yeah,
on the
yeah.
explore page, and it'll take like literally like hours away from my day, and that's just
Hmm.
another the kind of dark side of like social media. I feel like we've yet to put studies on our brains where people are like, these idiots were on their phones all the fucking time, you know.
You ever get the? You got an iPhone? You ever get the? I get the fucking notification that tells me like how many hours I've been on it. Like during the week, like how many hours I've been on the phone, and it's always an interesting number, man. I don't know if you ever
Ye-
get that notification. It says you
Oh,
use X amount of time. This is where your screen time went. And
mhm.
it's always like yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like
I always laugh.
with
I always laugh at it because it's always funny because it's always just like you see kind of where it goes, man. It's all social media at the end of the day.
yeah, it's very interesting with Android. They sometimes I'll get it, but I feel like every week at some point I got not on my the phone I use, but like my new phone, it'll tell me, oh, you use your phone 30 more minutes every week, and it's like, mind your fucking business, bitch. Like, ain't
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
nobody
yeah, yeah. Like, why are
who's
you telling
clocking
me
me,
this?
who set these
Yeah, yeah,
parameters. Like, I can't be on my phone more or less. Like, who the fuck are
yeah.
you?
Yeah, right.
That's the crazy shit. It's just
That's
like,
why I always say, man, like the phones, bro. Everybody talks about like the microchip and all of that, man. The microchip's the phones.
it's the
You
phone,
know?
yeah.
It's the phone, bro. That's the microchip, bro. They spy on us. Why are they telling like why does the phone why does a phone, right? It's supposed to be a phone. Why does it track like my heart rate and all of that shit, right? Like how the fuck? You know what I mean? We always think about shit like that, man.
Yeah,
Conspiracy theories and shit.
a lot of conspiracy theories out there. People want to theorize shit, and it's like, theoretically, we already live in half of the conspiracy shit that's going on.
Yeah.
So
Cameras
that's why I
everywhere.
don't even pay attention. That's another shit I don't pay attention to. I have like a few homies that are like, dude, 9/11 and the fucking skull and bones, and they'll rattle off all this shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
please
yeah,
respectfully shut the fuck up, because you're gonna make me even more sad and
yeah.
fucking anxious than I already am. And I
Yeah.
don't need that.
You know what I realized with all that? And I love people that post it, but then like the reality of it is like, all right, cool. Now I know about it, but it still doesn't change anything. You can't
Yeah.
control that. And they want to mash the button, they're gonna mash the button regardless. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like not to add to anybody's anxiety, but that's the truth, man. We don't got control over that shit. So like even if we know every conspiracy theory, so what can you do with that information? You know what I mean? You're still gonna end up having to live whatever happens. You know what I mean?
If it happens, it happens, but it's probably not. Like more like 99.99. Like there's a very good chance that you're just gonna keep living, doing what you're doing, and all that bullshit you just watched or fucking heard of, ain't none
Yeah,
of that shit gonna matter in your day to day.
yeah, exactly. It's like damn, like I don't know, like I can fall into that rabbit hole too, man. But that's the hard part. I'm not trying to fall into the rabbit hole of those things. Man. I used to do that when I was a kid. Like when I was listening to like Immortal Technique records and all of that. And I would like do like the research on it and watch all those documentaries like Loose Change and the
MK
Alex Jones
Ultra,
shit. Yeah, the Alex Jones shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. I remember all that shit, man.
when I was younger, I was able to like watch that shit and give a fuck. Now I'm just like, all right, I turn this shit off. Like this shit's
Yeah,
not doing me. It's not doing me nothing. Doing me no
yeah, hell
favor.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah, man.
What do you think is like the gnarliest fucking conspiracy theory you've ever heard, or like just off the top, like a crazy conspiracy that you're like, that's fucking wild.
Oh man, what was the craziest one? I don't know. I see like I got homies that just post stuff every day, man. I try not to like engage in that stuff, man. But I've seen like crazy shit. Like it's just what is it like? I don't know, man. It's just yeah. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but yeah, man.
For me personally, something that kind of hits more close to home is my conspiracy theory is that China is trying to like fuck America over by dumping all the fentanyl
Uh,
in America because I don't know if people know this, but they sent, or I don't know who they are, but Chinese scientists came from
mm,
China to Mexico to teach cartels and shit how to cook the fentanyl in Mexico to bring it
really?
into America and everybody else.
Yeah,
And
that's
and,
crazy.
and yeah, they're making money, but what's the bigger picture other than making money? They're fucking over, they're killing a lot of, the drug addicts and
Yeah, yeah,
you know, so that I mean, I don't think you could call that a conspiracy. I think that's already happening, but it's just like
that's crazy. That's wild to fucking think, man.
so with going back to your name and the mask, man, I want you. I don't know if anyone's they've talked about this with you in your interviews, but specifically with the mask, why that mask you're wearing and what does it represent to you?
Oh man. So to me, man, like I'm a wrestling fan. They, through and through. My favorite wrestler is, Rey Mysterio Jr., who wore the mask.
Hell yeah.
This specific mask, what it is my wife, man. In the beginning of everything, when I started doing, popping out, um, she had went to Loom, and I was like, "Yo, pick me up a mask from out in Tulum, man." And she brought me home this blue demon mask. Not this specific one. It was another one, and she brought me the Blue Demon, and it was like real like metallic here. So I wore it to a show. Like right after she gave it to me, I wore it to a show, and it just I like the way the stage lights reflected off of it. I like the way like just like the images around my eyes. It just I don't know. To me, it just like it gave me my kind of like the doom mask to me. To me, this shit just feels like my doom mask. So this is the one that I kind of just gravitated to more. I just like the image of the eyes and
I was gonna say it
so
does bring me Mexico vibes, like the luchador, like the OG, because a lot of
mhm.
luchador masks later on became like a super costumey or like just very
Right,
wild
right, right.
versus you just get the OG, the teardrop eyes, and you know what I mean, like real
Yeah,
simple.
yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
dope. With you and the other like mass rappers and shit. I didn't even notice that was a thing. The first time I think I ever saw anybody wear a mask, I think was
Hmm.
Gustavo Luis. But we've had
Right,
other masked rappers before. Like obviously you got the OG Doom, Captain Murphy,
right, right.
Makami. Um,
Yeah,
I forgot what's his name, Michelangelo, the producer. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He
right, right,
never,
right.
he got his
Yeah, I'm
own
from.
mask
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
shit. Uh,
He does the kind of like the scarf thing over the face.
mhm.
With the scarf. Yeah, 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 yeah. I seen it. I seen it. So as far as the luchador mask thing is concerned, man. So I guess the first person to wear it was I guess Gustavo.
Mhm.
Um, Like when I found out about Gustavo, I was right about to come out. I was just coming out. Like my music, my first album was just already done, so I was getting ready to kind of roll it out. And I had seen this rapper from I believe it's Rochester. He's from Jamal Gasol. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know who that is.
I know who that is. He's
So
been around for a minute.
yeah, 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 yeah. He's been around for a minute. Super around for a minute. Super valid. I believe that they did a record, Gustavo and Jamal, and Jamal was promoting it, and I was like, "Who's this guy that Jamal's promoting?" And I clicked it, and Gustavo had the luchador mask, and I laughed, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Yo, that's cool as hell." And we kind of connected from there. But yeah, if I was the first person I guess I saw other than myself wearing it was Gustavo, And then now, like, I got a homie that DMs me people all the time of people wearing the mask and all of that other stuff. And, I
And it's
mean, it is
funny
what it
because
is.
the mask thing started bubbling because you got Gustavo, you,
Mm.
Sin Alma, who's out here and shit like that. I don't know if you check the homies page out.
There's Jaguar too, from out in Cali also. He's like a political rapper.
I'm not up on
I've
him.
known him because yeah. I've been put on to to a bunch of people. It made me laugh. Like it's cool as hell. Like I think it's dope, man. I'm glad that the luchador mask is making its way into hip hop, man. And you know what I'm saying. I don't like a lot of like my friends be like, "Yo, do you feel some type of way about it?" I'm like, "Hell no, man." Like what I'm saying. No ideas. To be honest, man, no idea is original. You know what I'm saying? Just like Nas said, no idea is original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never how you do it. It's just how it's done. So I think just what everybody does is just as long as people are bringing something to the table with like something different to the table with it, I think it's dope. Like, Gustavo does the coke rap. You know what I'm saying? I do the wrestling pop culture commentary rap. At least that's what I'd look at it as. You know what I'm saying? And you got Jaguar who does kind of like the political stuff, and I feel like as long as everybody's bringing something new to the table with it, I think it's dope. I think it's dope as hell. It could always be fun. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. I think it's dope. Is there like a few masks you keep on deck, or is it there like your go-to one, or how do you
Nah, this
get
is
that
this is
going?
so this is my go to. You know what I'm saying? This is like the standard one. I always say. I look at it like the home jersey. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wear other ones for like different occasions. Like I got a pink one. I've got a bunch of other stuff. I got stuff in the stash. Like I'm drop my next project. Um, I try to do that with every new project. Is just come with a new mask. You know what I'm saying? Come with a mask to represent that project. So you know what I mean. So this is the standard, but every now and then, you know what I'm saying, I come out with a specific mask for the project that I'm doing. So
That's what I was gonna say, bro. Like Rey Mysterio, I don't think you ever see him with the same mask on. I think he literally out of the like whatever over 1,000 masks he has, I think he only has like two of the same ones, or
yeah.
he's worn the same
Well,
mask
nah,
twice.
they're all the same. You know what I'm saying? He has his own style where it's the kind of like the it looks like I guess like fire here. It always comes out to here. He always has the mouth open.
Well,
Like
I mean,
like
like the
Ray has.
colors, like the color
Yeah.
variations.
But yeah, that's the thing. So that's what it is. He always changes up the colors. He's always, what I'm saying, doing different themes with it, but it's always the same style of mask. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But it's always like the same design, but it's always different colors and different patterns and everything like that.
And what is it about Ray that he's your favorite? Because he's like growing up, and probably he's in
Yeah.
my top three. I'll say him, Eddie,
Right.
and maybe like
Right.
Chris Jericho are probably like my
Right.
top three.
Well, I like Ray, man, because the first time I ever saw a match with Ray, man, it was him versus Kevin Nash. He was already unmasked at this time, and he had, or it was either nah, I think it was him and the Giant, the Big Show. They had a match, but it was in WCW, so he was the Giant.
The Giant,
And
yeah.
I was like, this little dude's gonna lose, and he ended up winning the match, and I was like, oh shit. So I was like, with me, man, I'm like a student to shit. So like, if I like something, man, I always go back and do my research. So I've done my research, and I was watching a lot of like Rey Mysterio matches, and I just liked how fly he was with it. Like I always liked how the mask had different colors. I like just how his move set was always fly. He was, all over the place. I just like that he was the underdog, man, and he would win. You know what I'm saying? I was always a fan of that too. Like he always like every match for him was like facing adversity. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And he was just to me, I always just looked at him as one of the illest, man. And I especially loved when he came to WWE. I thought it was real dope that when he got to WWE, I knew that I was hoping that WWE would treat him right, and I believe they really added to Ray's legacy. You know what I mean?
I think that's interesting too that you say that because a lot of people will say that a lot of wrestlers that came from WCW were buried. like right away. But if you really want to look at it, only a few wrestlers that came from WCW got buried. Like either whether it be Diamond Dallas Page or Booker T right in the beginning, but they gave Booker a great run. They gave Rick a
Yeah,
great run. Eddie, um, NWO. I mean, they were a big already. Like you knew they were going to be money no matter. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
No matter where they went, yeah.
yeah, how do you feel about the stigma that Vince just wanted to bury WCW guys coming over?
I fully believe that. I fully believe that he just made he wanted them. I guess to just they all had to kind of earn it, man. And of course they weren't gonna get pushed to the stars right away. You know what I mean? Like I think like Booker T broke through that, and I think that was what scared Sting about coming over too early on. Like I wish we got like a healthy Sting, you know what I'm saying, in WWE, man. But Sting didn't want to come over because he saw how they treated Booker T in the beginning, man, and that was what turned them off, man. I think a lot of those guys had to earn it, man. But when they got past that, I think they were money. You know what I'm saying? I just believe they had to earn Vince's respect. You know what I mean?
And it's funny because with Sting, it's like the the whole him not wanting to go, and then you see like I forgot what WrestleMania he wrestled Triple H, and to me that's like
Yeah,
one of the
and that
the
was
biggest
sad
like
that he
ball
did.
dropping pause. Like they dropped the ball on that shit. Like the whole match
Yeah,
to me seemed very weird. The fact that they had to bring the fucking DX and NWO, and I'm
and
like,
NWO.
what are we
Yeah,
doing?
they clearly made it a WWE versus WCW
Yeah.
match, and that was, you know what I'm saying. They just that they had to do that because that's what they feel that that's what they want that they wanted in the '90s, and I mean everybody wanted that, but nobody wanted Triple H versus Sting.
No one.
Nah, no one wanted Triple H versus Sting. I was really disappointed that Sting lost that match, and the fact that that's his only WrestleMania moment, and it was losing to Triple H.
And that's the crazy shit how you could call wrestling fake to anybody the layman's out there that don't give a fuck about, but this shit is like when you really look at it and you really appreciate wrestling for just the characters and stories and all that, it's like fuck if this is like scripted or not. Like it's an actual like the entertainment in and of itself is just so like is dope, bro. There's nothing better than a match that took a year to build up, and you get something
Hmm.
crazy that, like, literally, move for move, spot for spot, bump for bump. It's like a seamless match. I think the latter match with Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio for the custody of Dominic, I think that's a match like that where it's like, you know what I mean? That's my favorite match of all time. But there's just
Really?
maybe like not a few matches, but there's matches out there where it's like, yes, like this. We were waiting, we were tuning in every week, and this
Mm,
shit like is fucking dope. You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah. I remember, man. Like I was thinking about it the other day, like how I discovered, like when I discovered, when I first saw Rey Mysterio versus Sabu, and you know what I'm saying. I wasn't even watching WWE at that time. I didn't even know they gave ECW one night stand and all of that. I was on
Oh, six
I
one night
remember I was
stand,
on
right?
yeah. I remember I was on it was like maybe like '07, like around like '08 or '09. I remember I was on YouTube one day and I was like, yo, let me look up old Rey Mysterio matches. And I put Rey Mysterio verse and him and Sabu came up and I was like, oh shit. I was like, these motherfuckers wrestled. I'll never forget that shit, man. That was like that's one of my favorite matches. The Sabu and with them those two brothers in one night stand, man. Because it was like a mixed match, but kind of like obviously a little bit of a mixed match, but it was just insane. It was just an insane combination to see Ray versus Sabu, man.
I think
That was one of my favorite matches.
I think if they did that match in ECW, the original ECW, it would have
That
been
would have been
a lot
crazy.
better. But I feel like out of all those matches, that was the
Mm,
most entertaining, and the ending was very well because they needed to protect Sabu, and they also needed to protect Ray.
It's like
So a
Ray.
fucking
Yeah.
them stopping the match or a disqualification if they went through that would have been the best
Mm.
solution. Like there's no way. Like if Ray
Yeah.
won, he would have got booed out the building, and if Sabu won, he
Hell
would have
yeah.
had the title, and it would have been all
Yeah.
I,
But they're all convoluted and shit.
yeah, it's very interesting. When did you start watching wrestling?
I started watching wrestling. This was Attitude Era, so it was. And the anniversary of this just came up recently. It was the it's me Austin when Vince revealed himself as the leader of the corporate ministry, and they had crucified Austin on the Undertaker's logo like the week before. So like I saw that episode with my homie, and I was making fun of him for watching wrestling, and I saw that Raw with him, and I ended up tuning in the next week. And then that was when Vince McMahon revealed himself and all of that. And then yeah, that was my introduction to wrestling, and from there, that's when I started. I backtracked everything. Really, I was watching like WC. That was around the Monday Night Wars, so that was like close to the end of that. Where like Nitro was, I would watch Nitro from 8 to 9. Then 9, I would watch Raw for the 2 hours, and that was my Mondays, man. So I got into ECW from there. Like I caught ECW like Hardcore TV on the Madison Square Garden network. That's like a channel out here. And ECW used to come on there at like 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. I was like early Sunday morning type shit. You would find like Hardcore TV on ECW, and I was like going nuts when I found that shit. One time staying up hella late, man. So that was like my introduction to wrestling, was all that, like Stone Cold, and going back and watching Conan and Eddie and Ray and the Filthy Animals and WCW, and just I just became a sponge to that. You know what I mean?
And what was your first pay-per-view you seen live?
First one that I seen live was I think SummerSlam that year. I think was my first one.
Was that like
No,
98?
matter of fact, I think so. Yeah, SummerSlam '98 was the first one I had seen.
Damn, that's wild. I don't think I've seen that one. There's a lot of, especially with the Attitude Era. I haven't seen a lot. I've pretty much seen
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of it. Like
Uh-huh.
obviously the beginning is when Sean screws Brett, and that's the
Yeah,
beginning, really the beginning of the Attitude Era, and like the formation of
yeah,
DX and like the
yeah. That's
Austin
when.
Rock feud.
Yeah, that's when Vince McMahon becomes a heel and reveals himself as the boss of the company. All of that. Yeah, like a lot of yeah, it does definitely start with the Montreal Screwjob for sure.
I think it's really with the rap game. I think you said this, but like I think you said wrestling is rap or the rap game is wrestling or something like that.
Hell yeah, rap game is definitely wrestling.
It it
It is
definitely is. Like
100%
everyone is
wrestling.
like personifying a character, and even I even tweeted this where I was like I've pissed people off with my podcast, so I was like not to like tweet out a cop out, but I was like, oh, I piss people off, like, oh, I'm just a good heel, like this is my job, like
Yeah, yeah,
really feel like I'm at home, like fuck these fools, like you know what I mean, like
yeah.
obviously, like you said, I don't break kayfabe, like I think that's a dope
Yeah,
line,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yo, I mean, that's what I feel like it is, man. I feel like we do these interviews, and we're sitting here cutting promos. We're trying to get people to what I'm saying, tune into the pay-per-views. What's the pay-per-views? The music videos, the projects, listening to the songs, and the whole nine. Like I feel like, yo, like we selling pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? I look at this whole rap shit as wrestling. I feel like everybody wants. There's people that play the heels. There's people that play baby faces. There's people that play. They're tweeners. They're a heel, and they're a good guy as well. But you know what I mean? Like hip hop got all of that, man. And I think we all play into that, man. We all play into that. And once you see the like, it just comes. Yeah. To me, that's the way I see it, man. I see it. It definitely is wrestling.
And what would you consider yourself?
What would I consider my? I'll say I'm an in betweener. I'm a tweener. I'm a tweener, man. Sometimes I'm a heel. Like I talk a lot of heel shit, and then at the same time, like I feel like the people's champion. At the same time, I feel like I'm a guy that people want to see win, but at the same time, I talk shit and I rub people the wrong way sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely feel it's just funny because it's like especially in today's era, I think now
Hmm.
I just appreciate heels a lot more. When I was a kid, I would root for the baby face,
Yeah,
Kansas City, whatever, you know what I mean? They got the great hot dogs in Kansas City, and that's of course the cheap baby face fucking shit to get the fans going. But when you have something like The Rock, like when he goes out and says, "Do you know something about Arizona? This is statistically the most drug addicts and crack smokers or whatever." Like that shit is
yeah,
hilarious, bro. Like, you know,
yeah, yeah. I love heel rock. Heel rock is always amazing, man. He told everybody to go home and smoke crack. No, my favorite part, he was like, see, y'all drove 20 minutes out of the way to see The Rock. And he was like, yo, double entendre. He was like, yo, a lot of y'all are crackheads, so y'all drove 20 minutes out of the way to see The Rock. He was like, yeah, he was making drug references. Yeah, I loved it, bro. I loved that run to WrestleMania 40, man. That was amazing.
40
That
was a
whole lead
good,
up.
bro. WrestleMania 40 was like one of the best WrestleManias in a while
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me.
I was there, man. I was there, so I'm really happy that it was one of the best. It was definitely one of the best. That energy was incredible.
And in the building, when you did you watch it again on the fucking TV, like on like the playback?
Nah, I haven't watched it back. I've been meaning to. I never watched it back.
Because I was what I was gonna say. Like, if you watched it on the playback, uh, uh, was it much more live in the building?
Oh, it was insane. The energy in there was insane. It was also cold as shit in that in that building. People were freezing our asses off in that stadium during that time, man. So, but that last match, that last like 20 minutes when Cena and all of that, everybody was losing their mind. It was incredible. It was insane. It
No,
was
yeah,
insane.
the conclusion of WrestleMania 40. It's really I love that. I'm a big fan of this because WrestleMania is obviously the culmination of the whole year, and if we
Right.
can get like a sneak peek preview of the next WrestleMania from what we just watched, that makes me want to
Hmm.
tune in more. Like fucking,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I've been trying to stay more tuned in now, man. It's even up to WrestleMania. I was watching everything. So I've been like kind of doing that a lot more lately. Before I used to just kind of keep up with everything through IG. They post everything on IG, so I was keeping up with. I was aware of the storylines that were going on at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But before that, but actually watching like the PLEs and being more tuned into Raw and watching SmackDown actively. During that run, I feel like it rejuvenated me as a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like I have like my ins and outs with wrestling sometimes, man. Like sometimes like there's times where it becomes everything, where that's like what I watch and pay attention to, and then I have to have my breaks where I take time off from like being so confined to it. You know what I mean? Like
And with wrestling and rapping, how much of are you strictly like a wrestling rapper where like every song is wrestling themed, or how do you because obviously you're action figure, you have the mask.
right,
So
right.
do you have
Uh,
songs where you're not talking exclusively about wrestling?
Absolutely. I feel like every song isn't just about wrestling. Every now and then you'll get a wrestling bar, you'll get a wrestling reference, but for the most part, I don't feel that I'm necessarily rapping about wrestling. I just feel like I think that the feeling that people are getting from my music is that they're in a wrestling ring when they hear it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like a wrestle rapper per se, but if there was a category to place me in, I would think that that's the category. I would feel that that's a proper category to place me in. But it's not. I try to say like I'm not just doing just wrestling. At the end of the day, I do make sports references. I do make otherworldly references. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, the thing I think that most people are excited about when I rhyme is when I rap about wrestling. People like hearing me, just infuse the bars with the wrestling shit. So I feel like I think it's a feeling that people are getting from me, but at the same time, that's the shit I'm into. So I talk about it every now and then. You know,
And I was listening to Haberdashery. That shit is hard, bruh.
appreciate you.
I mean, I think uh uh I feel like why you haven't featured on a West Side Gun album is pretty crazy to me.
I mean, I feel that's I've met Wes and I shook his hand and just introduced myself and just let him know that I feel like out of New York and out of the East, I think we're part of that culture. We definitely got a lot of eyes on us, me and my guys. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's coming. That's coming at some point down the line. I don't know how soon, but I know that's definitely happening. That's definitely kind of the trajectory and where I think things are going. Like I definitely see us if we're not at least making music. I definitely see us on a fourth row show sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see that happening at some point. If not now, then maybe probably sometime next year or so. But I believe that's kind of the trajectory of where things are
And with your sound, is that something you kind of gravitate to like me? Like that's just like people tell me like, oh, like I make Derringer type beats, but that's not really the goal. I'm not looking to be in that lane. It's just kind of like that's kind of the sound I like. So kind of just,
right,
you know,
right. I I I, I fucks with Derringer. I like Rock Marcy. I love that sound, and I think to me, like I enjoy kind of like soul music in general. Like that's kind of like my favorite genre is like '70s soul music and just '70s music in general. Um, I mean, I don't mind having that sound. I like having a rugged sound when I make beats. Like I make the shit that I want to hear and enjoy. I kind of don't let myself get caught up in comparing it to somebody. You know what I mean? I just kind of just make what I like, and you know what I'm saying. And it just so happens that what I like, other people like. So
no, yeah, your records are tough. Just going back to like the wrestling rapper shit is because like a lot of your songs or albums are like wrestling themed, like Wrestling School, 1, 2, 3 Kid versus
right,
Razor Ramon, Ruthless Aggression era. Uh,
right.
so
See,
I didn't mean to say
like
like throw that
wrestling.
on you, like categorize you, but that's why I bring
No,
it
no,
up
no,
because I wanted
no,
you
no,
to
no.
explain it.
No. Yeah. So like, especially with wrestling school, like let me just break down like wrestling school. Like, Alchemist. I always heard that Alchemist has these recording sessions called rap camp. So he'll have like people, he'll have like people come through. You'll see like a Action Bronson, a Earl Sweatshirt, maybe a Vince Staples, maybe some underground, just a hub basically of just people coming together and making music with no A&Rs, no record labels, no anything, just hip hop being created. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to adopt that kind of energy, man. And when I came up, I needed a name for my rap camp. And to me, it just made sense to call it wrestling school. And then the idea of the trophy and everything with the cover and all that kind of just it wrote itself basically. You know what I'm saying? And those records, the MCs let me kind of come up with the names. So I just put what kind of like seemed fit for the most part. So a lot of it. So and again, like I said, like the wrestling stuff, like it is a huge theme of what I do. Like there is, like I said, I do make references. Like I just did a song the other day that I recorded, and I made a reference to sensational Sherry. You know what I'm saying? Like I do like rap about wrestling. Like I do just intertwine it because I just feel like the pageantry of wrestling matches the pageantry of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. To me, I don't I blurred the line between both, man. That's what I can say. Man.
No, I think it's dope. I think it's really dope that you put it all together. Because if your name was action figure and you had like the whole the mask and everything, and like every
Hmm.
song or every project kind of was a wrestling theme, then it'd be like, well, like now you're half-assing it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I think it's dope that
yeah. No, I get
you
what you
stick
mean.
with it and you bring it fresh into the game, even if every bar is at like you're sitting in front row Madison Square Garden or something. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just like like again. I feel like I think that's the feeling that people get from the music. You know, they just feel like they're in a wrestling ring. You know what I mean? I think that's the energy that, and if that's the energy that people are getting it from it, then I'm happy about that. That makes me happy to hear.
No, yeah, man, it's really dope. And Wolverine, I know he makes some really dope. His production is really dope, bro. Like, so break that down.
Yeah.
How you met Wolverine?
So Wolverine had followed me on Twitter, and then he heard the record me and Micah Wright did on Haberdashery called Tommy Hilfiger versus Ralph Lauren.
Hmm.
And then shortly around that time, I did like a my homie has a vintage shop called the Comeback Co. out here in Jersey, and I did a song called Live from the Comeback Co. that I produced myself. It's me rapping on my own beat, and we did a video at my in my homie's shop where he kind of just put the microphone, kind of did it like the In My Hood style, you know what I'm saying, with the microphone in the middle of the shop, and I'm just rapping in front of it, rapping the song in front of it. And so Wolf saw that video and liked the song and hit me up and was like, "Yo, would you be down to, if I send you something, would you do a song? Would you rap to it?" And I was like, "Yeah, if it's something I like." And he sent me the record. He sent me the beat that became Ultimo Dragon in WCW. And right there, he sent me that beat. He sent me a snippet of that. Then he sent me like other stuff that ended up becoming other records on Luchadors Going Platinum. And he just sent the to me. He sent over the right beats at the time, man. Like I was even planning on doing a solo on my beats, and I heard the Wolverine beats. It was kind of like, damn. I just felt something just they instantly caught me, man, and I just kind of knew what to say, and I wrote that project so fast. It just the Wolverine project that it just became top priority, man. I ended up like holding back on my own project to work on that stuff with Wolverine, man. And yeah, man, Wolverine is a talented individual, man. He's young, bro. He's 22. Well, he was 22 when I first started working with him. And, he's 23 now. So, you know what I mean? He's going crazy, man. His trajectory is insane right now. Man. If he keeps it up.
I think it's dope. I think every artist, especially if you're a rapper, you need your producer, that one producer that you click with, bro. Because there's
Hmm.
the whole going on YouTube and searching type beats and all that shit is dumb, bro. Unless you're actually
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
go and look for that producer, um,
Hmm.
but everybody needs to find their, Snoop and Dre, fucking, whatever it is, DJ Polo, Cool G Rap, like
Yeah, yeah.
whatever it is. And I think you really found it with Wolverine. I just love the whole Luchadors going Diamond was destined to come. That's a fucking sick ass cover. I just love
Appreciate it.
the Luchador with the Wolverine mask, and
Yeah, yeah.
it brings like
Man, that's CD Ink Dyer, man. That's Craig Dyer, man. He's done a lot of covers for a lot of dope MCs in the underground. You know what I mean? And
who else has he done?
me and
What
Wolf,
other
man,
covers has he done?
he's done covers for AM Early Morning. I know he's done something for Guilty Simpson. He's done. I'm trying to think who else he's done stuff for. He's done stuff for JR. I don't know if you heard him. He's like I think a Ransoms artist. He's done stuff
J.R.
with
Right?
him, Ito. No, not J.R. Ryder. J.R. J.A.R.R. I believe
Oh,
his
okay.
name.
No, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, yeah. So he's done stuff with AM. Um, I know he's done stuff with AP the Overlord. Um, yeah, there's a bunch of people that he's done stuff with. I can't think of them all off rip, but he's done a lot of covers where they're just these beautiful art, these beautiful works, man. These beautiful, like, painted acrylic pieces, man. So it's
This is
really
an
sick,
actual
man.
painting?
Yeah, it's an actual painting. Yeah, he sent me a video, man. It's on a big ass canvas.
Fuck. And with that
Yeah,
mask,
yeah.
is that a mask you own?
Yeah, so that was a mask that I did. I had so the picture that he got that mask from. I had did a beat battle out here in Jersey back in June actually. Actually, man, we're coming to the year of that. Oh shit. Um, I had wore this mask and it has like this like shark teeth. There's this green mask and it has it has like this like shark teeth kind of design here over the mouth, and that's what he took the inspiration for that, and then drew me with Wolverine, the actual X-Men character.
That's what's up. I love when I get these fucking random ass comments on YouTube. I don't even know who this is, but shout out to you, Flintstone. I'm not even gonna fucking prepare to announce that name. Need a new name, Holmes. What is that, Abby? Is that Fred Flintstone? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, he got the red eyes and he high. There you
Oh, okay. Damn, I must be high because I don't even. Yeah, that shit is okay. All right, we're gonna skip over that one.
go. Yeah.
So before we get up out of here, man, what are some of your favorite New Jersey artists?
Let's see. I love the artifacts. That was Team One and Elder Sensei. Um, yeah, like I want to produce a record for Elder Sensei, man. I got this crazy beat that I wanna, that I want him to do a solo record on. I got to reach out to him, but I love Red Band, obviously. I was a big fan of Joe Budden when he was rapping. I was a Joe Budden guy. Trying to think who else. Who else? Uh, Ransom's a favorite. Sue Surf. Um, then now we're getting into battle rap, so we're talking like Arsenal. You know what I mean? A lot of like guys like
Shotgun
that, man.
Suge,
Yeah, Shotgun Suge. Yeah, there's so many, bro. So many, man. So many, man. Jersey is such a crazy place to be from. And then
Real
the
Sick,
Outlaws. Yeah, the Outlaws are from out here. Rod Digger, the Outsiders. The list goes on and on, man. Naughty by Nature.
Redman,
Lords, yeah, Redman, Lords of the Underground. Yeah, goes on and on, bro. On and on.
or my personal favorite, fucking Makami.
There you go. Rock Hobby as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, Mock
there's a lot
dropped
of
a
guys
banging
that
ass album.
yo, I loved it. I was actually. I'm not like the biggest like I'm not the biggest fan of Makami. I feel like his shit goes over my head, I guess. But every now and then he catches me, man. But that joint he did with Droog was my favorite on that project. I fuck with
Really?
that heavy. Yeah, yeah. I love Droog. I'm a big Euro Droog fan. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Before we get up out of here, bro, what's the message of the day?
Message of the day, man. Is just stay consistent, man. Stay out there, man. Keep it going, man. You're only as good as your last rhyme, you know?
I heard that, bro. That's a fucking yeah. A lot of people, I don't know what it is, but a lot of artists they get too comfortable or they get stagnant and they just like they swear like the album they released 2 years ago is helping carry him, like helping them out now. It's not. Like no one's checking
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
shit, bro.
Yeah, man. That's why I like to just stay on it, man. I just like I like to just kind of just keep my foot on the gas, man, and just like keep going, man. It's like this morning. This morning, man, I got hit up by a producer on the Wake Up, man. It was like, yo, can I send you beats? I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Had my breakfast blunt to the beats, and now I just wrote 2 songs before hopping on here, man. So you know what I mean. So it's just like, yo, keeping the foot on the gas, bro. 100%, man.
Staying consistent,
That's
bro.
my thing. Yeah, man. That's my thing, man.
Hell yeah, bro. I think that's dope. I think with anything, man, you got to stay consistent, bro. You can't just let it rock with whatever you do, like whether it is your job or
Hmm.
whatever, bro. Whatever you're passionate at, you have to stay persistent and just get better. Because if you don't, then it's like, why the fuck
Absolutely.
are you doing this shit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would love to have you on. We barely got in it. Like I had no notes. Like
No, I got you.
I was just gonna go in. I had some things in my head, and I was like, you know what? Like,
Uh-huh.
I think you're a very dope artist enough where I could just like boom, we just get it going, and I'll just have no notes. We just going off of the vibe, right?
Yeah,
And next time you get a spotlight on you or something, because you turn into Doctor Doom on me with the invisible cloak or some shit.
hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. When I was out here earlier, man, there was a lot more sunlight, man. And, you know what I'm saying? It was actually cool, man.
You're like
But
fucking
yeah, no, I did.
you turned into the invisible man on us as
Yeah,
the
right.
interview progressed.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. The conversation is dope, man. I'm like with me, man. I'm just pretty easy going, so I'm always down to come back on things and talk more, man. If you ever have any more questions and stuff, oh yeah, man.
Oh, for sure.
I
The next
appreciate
time
the time.
you got an album dropping and you want to promote something, we'll definitely get on. Um, just real quick, like promote anything you want. Before we get up out of here, you got going on.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. You can always find me on Twitter, Instagram, Action Figure 973. I just recently put out a video called Hulk Hogan's Revenge. It's out on Pocket the Plug right now. Got more shit on the way. There's music out on the Bandcamp as well. I got a comic book out right now. An action figure comic book is out right now. Yeah, man. There's a lot of merch, a lot of dope shit on the way, man. And I'm just constantly moving, man, and constantly working. So there's definitely more on the way, obviously. So yeah, man. So stay tuned. That's all I can say, man.
Fuck yeah, I want to thank you once again. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day and getting on the God's
Hell
Hour
yeah.
program. You know what I mean?
Hell
We're
yeah,
gonna
man.
talk more wrestling shit on the next episode, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's do it.
Fuck yeah. This is the God's Hour. We out.
Hey.
Peace.